Okay.
How fitting that we should face one another here, upon the precipice of death's victory. For too long I've had to disguise my true motives, pretend to serve false masters. When all the while, it was I who helped architect Azeroth's end. The hour has come to make you pay for the indignities I suffered at Naxxramas. Now, at long last, you will kneel before Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. As I have made it clear before, Kel'Thuzad has been one of my favorite characters for a long time in all of Warcraft. I mean, for goodness sakes, I renamed this character after him. That's why he's named this way, because of that character. You know, I also, loved the voice acting of Michael McConaughey, with the way that he has done, the voice acting over the years, whether it be with Uther, whether it be the Lich King, or whether it be Kel'Thuzad. He's been voicing him for a very long time in the various different iterations. He voiced him in, obviously in Warcraft 3. He voiced him in Heroes of the Storm, and in Hearthstone, which I was like, really? He did that? And yeah. See, I thought they had gotten someone else because he sounded so different, or, just more comical and such. But no, it was still Michael McConaughey. They just had him do a more comedic version of Kel'Thuzad in that, which, don't get me wrong, it was very hilarious and entertaining. I laughed a lot, hearing all the the stuff he did in the Naxxramas adventure thing you can do in Hearthstone. I thought that was very hilarious. But, I always wanted him to come back because the last time we had heard him in World of Warcraft was in Naxxramas, where it wasn't Michael McConaughey, it was someone else, because at the time they thought, having the same voice actor, voice multiple characters, because remember, they were planning on having him voice the Lich King going into Wrath, and they, for some reason, thought the idea of a voice actor playing this, multiple characters and talking to each other would be weird and such, which is, I just find so odd, considering how often that actually happens in other games. How often do we ever hear, voice actors that voice multiple characters end up talking to each other? This happened in Dragon Age Origins when Steve Bloom was voicing Ogryn and Gorum, and you could actually have them have a conversation with each other if you set it up correctly, which I always found very amusing that you could be able to do that. But for some reason they decided, let's have somebody else voice Kel'Thuzad, because otherwise it'll be weird. I don't know. It was so odd. So anyways, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. For now, this is the Guardian of the First Ones. Purified by the Jailer's chains from a distant unknown realm, this malfunctioning Guardian seeks to protect the inscrutable knowledge known as ciphers. It uses the last of its power to obliterate any who would attempt to plunder the secrets of its enigmatic makers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, this is a DPS fight. Kind of getting back in the swing of things because I upgraded my Frost Legendary, which is why we're playing Frost here. Giving it a test run, and I wasn't paying attention there. I'm doing a test run of this before I decide to bring it to our guild's raid. Now that the Legendary has been upgraded to rank 4. But this is a DPS check fight because at some point he's going to be doing something that Purging Protocol, which stacks a whole bunch of damage. So what we have to do is then bring him over here. In order to be able to, prevent ourselves from, oh gosh. There's also a lot of very nasty AoE ray damage in this fight as well. But yeah, Using those is the only way to stop purging protocol in order to be able to save ourselves from getting wiped. So you only have a limited amount of time since we only have 3 of these. So it's supposed to be a DPS check fight, kind of like how Sludge Fist was, except this is not nearly as anti-melee and unfun as Sludge Fist was, in my opinion. I much rather prefer this fight compared to the Sludge Fist fight. I hated the Sludge Fist fight since I was primarily either on my Death Knight here or on my Demon Hunter. And oh my goodness, it was so irritating. This is nowhere near as unforgiving or punishing to a melee character like that was. My opinion. Virgin Protocol.
Radiant energy. Energizing unleashed.
The Guardian will be empowered.
I don't think we're going to make the DPS check because look at how many DPS are already dead.
Stay away from lines.
Ow! That sentry hurt. Apparently, someone had a spider on the leg while playing this fight. Yeah, if that happened to me, I'd be panicking too.
Radiant energy.
Established. The Guardian will be empowered. Charge depleted. Meltdown in progress.
Stay away from lines.
And here is the Enrage. Watch how much this is going to stack the damage that we take. Yep. Can only take that a certain number of times, as you can see. 2%, and we've got 2 people up. Can they pull it off? 1 tank, 1 DPS. Oh, our Blood DK tank is still up. Can he do it by himself? Oh, wait.
Ciphers defended. Return to...
Oh. Alright, so. I think what our issue was that we actually had them go... We pulled the Guardian into one of the 3, I'll just refer to them as stones. One of those 3 stones too soon. We should have allowed that thing to cast Purging Protocol maybe once or twice or even 3 times before we pulled it into the stone to reset that. We did it way too fast, and so doing that too fast cost us some time. So, But yeah, we also had numerous DPS dead. We can't have that many DPS dead in a fight that is a DPS check. That cannot happen.
You like?
Alright, so in that case... Alright, I'm gonna break out the stuff here. Alright, got everything.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Calling sentry. Stay away from lines.
We already had someone die!
Established. The Guardian will be empowered. Charge completed. Smackdown in progress.
Stay away from lines.
Established. The Guardian will be empowered.
Yeah, this is already going much better.
Charge completed. Smackdown in progress.
Stay away from lines. Stay away from lines. Stay away from lines. AOE protocol.
Established. The Guardian will be Job completed. Meltdown in progress.
Stay away from lines.
Okay. It's not a bad looking shield. Are we not rezzing these people? There we go.
I have many, many wares.
So. So that was the DPS check, and of this raid, basically. Next one is much more of a coordination and mechanics type of fight. So there was a quest that I actually, unfortunately, did off camera. I wish I had shown it to you guys because it actually set up this. So I should give you guys a little bit of a setup. In Korthia, there was a quest where someone, one of these, whatever they're called, the race of, the Fate Scribe is part of, came to me and was like, oh, we need to find this Fate Scribe. We need your help. We don't know where he is. And so I helped kind of go on the trail to try and find that, who that was and that, to find where they are. And when we get there, they then go, thank you for helping us find him. We wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And it's revealed it's a Dreadlord. And then we reveal the hiding place where this Fate Scribe is. He goes, no, you've led them right to me. I was hiding from them. And then they capture him and they leave another Dreadlord to fight me to prevent me from interfering and saving him. And that leads to this, where now he is here as a boss. Once Fate Scribe Ru-Callow. Once a Fate Scribe entrusted with Korthia's countless secrets, the Mossworn seized Ru-Callow and bound him to the jailer's will. With Torghast's power at his disposal, Ru-Callow seeks to author a new fate for the Shadowlands. Huh, okay. They're immune to my blinding sleep. Good to know. There he is. I'm a little distracted. My guild GM appears to be doing promotions amongst our guild. I'm just curious whether or not I'm actually going to get any kind of promotion or not. So. So yeah, this fight is gonna be it's gonna be interesting in LFR. Whoa, okay, why do we have this horror here? So anyways, while we're dealing with this thing, the fight in the one phase where we fight him directly is pretty standard, where he's going to be fighting us here, he has this ad with the tank, he has beams come out. The important part is the part with the rings, spinning them around so we can make sure we get them to match, otherwise we all instantly wipe. The door opens! I don't know about you, but this guy sounds like he just had his mind warped in some kind of, like, I don't know, like, mind-blowing philosophy class where he learned things he never considered. He's just like, oh my gosh! It all makes sense now! You know, that kind of, like, thing. That's what he sounds like to me. Like, that's when you gotta do the tank swap, guys. Now we need to take this down, but it's gonna create some more ads for us to deal with. gotta make sure we deal with them.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, here come the beams. You stand on the outside edge. That's the safe spot. Now I see all is revealed before me. You see what I mean? He's like, oh my goodness, I know all the secrets of the universe that there are to know. The great conjunction is upon us. I'm sorry, I just get a kick out of this guy's dialogue, just thinking that that's what just happened to him. So yeah, now here comes the ring part. We'll see how this goes. Meanwhile, while that happens, and some people have to deal with that, a couple of these ads are going to spawn for us to deal with. Now, this is the only thing I've actually done. I haven't actually done the ring phase. I was mainly assigned to help deal with the ads here during this, while other people were working on the rings because of the amount of damage that I can be able to help provide against the ads here. So, usually you also want to try and group the ads up together, so you also don't have other people running onto the rings, which affects whether or not the rings are going to move in place properly, which of course is going to prevent us or cause us to wipe. Can you get that ad over here, please? Okay, so apparently we did it right. I think I'll try the ring thing just once, just so I can try and show it to you guys. You're supposed to get that bomb out of the way!
Relax. Watch your step.
Alright, so at 40%, he will then do the ring phase once again. There we go.
2, 1.
Special coverage. Despair.
So yeah.
Despair.
So yeah, you see how, put a dot on those things.
Interact 2.
You see how you have to stand on there in order to get to move over there and move it into that spot there? Yeah. That's how it's supposed to work. By the way, you only have 40 seconds to do this. For all of them, I mean. Okay. Now comes the final phase. Yep. Now we pop Lust. We also have to pay attention because the ring thing is still going to happen during this phase, so people still have to pay attention to this. Like, this still is going to happen, so we have to make sure that's going to be the case. Right. So those people are taking care of that, so...
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so the tank just soaked that ad. Which is, you know, if you have enough healing and such, it's a fine thing to do. Okay, so they are rotating those, so that should be fine. Just trying to help give you guys a visual indication of how this whole phase works. Since it's so critical to this fight.
Special command. Watch your step.
Okay. I couldn't really tell what was changed on that fight for LFR. Maybe it was fewer beams there? Maybe the 40-second timer is gone? I don't know. I wasn't timing it. So now that leaves us... So, you'll probably notice that up until this point in the raid, we've gone through, you know, a number of different Torghast forces, but not too many familiar names or faces, with the exception of, you know, the Valkyr that we know from Sylvanas' past. We've met them and interacted with them in the past. What's remained of Ner'zhul, of course. Garrosh with Dormazane. Now we come to Kel'Thuzad, or as he says in Hearthstone, I'm Kel'Thu freaking Zod! You know. The nefarious Kel'Thuzad awaits at the apex of the Soul River, allowing the Lich to draw upon an unlimited well of power. All his countless schemes and machinations have led to this final confrontation, where he has plotted the mortal champion's ultimate demise in service of his true master. So for a long time we speculated whether or not Kel'Thuzad was loyal, you know, who he was truly loyal to. Because we thought that he was actually loyal to the likes of Death Knight Arthas, since he would, you know, refer to him back in Warcraft 3 as my king and such. Where it seemed as if like there was an actual kind of friendship between Death Knight Arthas and Kel'Thuzad. It turns out it's probably more so at this point now that it was more so that he was doing this more so in service to the Jailer, which makes sense based on the things that we knew from Kel'Thuzad in terms of how he was always in favor of a reality where it was, you know, where death and undeath was just simply a better reality. This was something that, when we discussed kind of like why Kel'Thuzad was someone who was so willing to join a group like the Scourge, that he was just so fed up with life to the point where he was just like, yeah, sure, I'll join the undead. And that's why he was so powerful, because he was so willing. It's something that we've seen numerous times in the setting where the more willing you are, the more powerful you can become. Where usually if you're completely unwilling, you'll become like, you know, like a mindless ghoul or whatever. But if you are just like, oh yes, I will absolutely, you know, join of my free will, you then get, you know, someone as extremely powerful as Kel'Thuzad. Because he was just like, oh yes, I'm just so sick of all this. I am so sick of life and such. I'm just so ready to just join the undead and help make the undead just more of a reality of how things probably should be, because it just seems like it would just be so much better. Remember, he even wrote a book about this, about the decree of the Scourge and the motivations of the Scourge and why the Scourge do what they do, in a book that we can find in Acheris in the Death Knight Starting Zone. I actually made a whole separate video just reading and talking about this book that Kel'Thuzad himself wrote. And it just made a lot of sense, especially when you think about it in relation to this, about how he would actually see the jailer as his true master. That he would be wanting to serve the jailer's goals to its fullest, because it goes hand in hand with how he perceives things, his perspective on all these things. That it would make sense that he would want this reality that the jailer wants to come to pass. So, yeah. I always found the dynamic with him and Death Knight Arthas interesting from the idea that they actually had some kind of a friendship, but it's not like this doesn't make complete and total lack of sense, at least in my opinion. So, now, I like this fight. It reminds me of at least one fight in particular, a couple of different fights actually. So, you guys remember the Il'gynoth fight from Ny'alotha, where we had to kill him multiple times, and then just, because we had to kill him once, then destroy an organ, then kill him again, then kill another organ. We had to kill 3 organs, and then kill him a 4th time to finish him off for good. There's a similar thing here as well.
You've meddled with my affairs for the last time!
By the way, there's something at the end here that Kel'Thuzad says that I don't really like. I'll talk about it when it comes up. But you'll notice how fast his health is dropping. That's because we don't kill him once. Alright, so I just got a Glacial Spike to come up. That's going to do some damage when that comes up. He also has something else that kind of goes hand in hand from the Yogg-Saron fight from Ulduar. A mind control mechanic. If you die in this fight, and then he casts a ability where he summons skeletons, he will raise you up from the dead, mind controlled. So the only way to deal with this is basically to not die. Alright, I'm gonna have to cast the B-Res on the tank there, since he just died. So now let me show you this. He went into his phylactery here. So we do this, we enter the phylactery, we encounter the remnant of Kel'Thuzad. He looks like the way he did back before he became a Lich, when he was with the Kirin Tor in Dalaran. We have to bring him down to a certain amount of health here in order to prevent him from wiping the raid. And then quickly get out before he bombards us and kills us. So now he's back to full health, so we have to do that again. There were ads up here. I'll try and show it to you during the next part of the phase here.
Freeze and shatter!
Soul fracture.
Can you feel the chill in your bones?
I do like some of the lines he's got in here. Can you feel the chill in your bones? But hey, it's not like you guys haven't heard me praise Michael McConaughey's voice acting before, right?
The shadow! Only ice and grime await you!
Watch your step.
Your souls will rot in the frozen waste!
Our other tank is dead again. Alright, so we killed him again. So he starts casting that. If he finishes casting it, we wipe. That's why we go into the phylactery, to prevent it from happening. So yeah, we have to deal with these ads here while other members of the raid go down there in order to try and kill the remnant. Another tank is dead. And they didn't kill it fast enough.
Soul fracture.
So yeah, he finished casting it, and that killed a whole bunch of us. So yeah, this is a wipe.
Will shatter you!
So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys what the fight is like out here while you, others are inside taking care of the remnant. Ow! So yeah, so there's multiple. We have to kill the boss multiple times. There's a mind control mechanic, and there's an upstairs and downstairs, like the N'Zoth fight. The N'Zoth fight had the upstairs and downstairs aspect, where some had to stay upstairs and deal with the tentacles that were doing raid-wide damage, while the rest of the raid had to go downstairs and try to deal with the thing. I never remember what that thing was called. In order to try and deal enough damage to it, in order to get N'Zoth stunned and drop his shield, so we could be able to attack N'Zoth. And it's not the only, there's been other fights where there's been an upstairs and a downstairs mechanic involved. So yeah, there's multiple different things here that I recall from other fights. So I like this fight. I think it's pretty interesting, and it's kind of fun, and it should be. This is Kel'Thuzad. This is one of the most iconic characters in all of Warcraft. He should be an awesome boss fight. And honestly, I think this is a cooler boss fight than what they had for him back in Noxramas. Because remember how you had to start off here in the middle of the room for like 3.5 minutes just dealing with the ads he kept summoning before you could actually fight him? That was probably kind of boring, wasn't it? There's not really a boring part in this fight, honestly. Not really. You gotta, be constantly doing this stuff. Number of things to deal with, Which I find fun. But that's just me. I wish we could mount up, but I guess we could go back to the area where the Guardian was, because we can use our mounts there, so. I forgot about this. If we wipe an LFR, we get this determination stack, so we just keep getting stronger.
You meddled with my affairs for the last time!
Soul fracture.
The shadow!
Torrential blast.
And shatter!
Alright, so now we need a dispel for this. There we go. Good. Good. Alright, this time I'm gonna stay up here. Actually, you know what? No. I'm gonna help contribute contribute damage to this, because if we don't, we will wipe. Like we did before.
Your blood will freeze in your veins.
It'd be fun if he started saying that like Arnold. Your blood will freeze in your veins. What? Oh, come on. You know it would be funny. Your blood would freeze in your veins.
To the cold dark.
Welcome to the cold dark.
You cannot defeat Gross.
Soul fracture.
So yeah. Gotta get out of there. Oh. Oh gosh. Ah! Okay. Get away, get away.
Can you feel that chill in your bones?
Well, of course I can, Kel'Thuzad, because I'm a Frosty K. You know this. That's not what I... Oh, never mind.
No, the Can you feel that chill in your bones?
Watch your step.
The freezing winds howl for your demise! You expect to kill me? I command death itself! Scream in frigid terror!
Nope.
Succumb to the cold dark! My power grows!
Soul fracture.
Alright.
No, the cold will shatter you!
Yeah, they're like, what's killing us? It's the cast from us not killing the remnant fast enough. goodness. Someone reset, boss.
You've meddled with my affairs for the last time!
Soul fracture.
The shadow!
Targeting.
The cold will shatter you!
There we go.
Not kill a lich.
Okay. See, that's why I didn't try to place my lust on a button that makes it where I can have less risk to fat finger it. Because of situations like that. Oh boy. Oh well, we are getting more of these determination stacks. I will say he has some pretty nice loot. He does have a conduit for frost. He has a pet. He has a couple of really cool swords. I've already talked about that. He does drop a headpiece, which I could get for transmog. He drops 220 gear in LFR, so if you need some of that for alts, there you go. Now this is available. Okay. Ah, there it is. I was like, where's my mastery food?
You've meddled with my affairs for the last time!
Soul fracture.
No, the abyss! Freeze and shatter!
Go, Kevin! Or Kevin Zoozling!
Only ice drive over you!
Oh my goodness. Look how much faster his health is dropping. Woo!
Soul fracture.
No, the cold will shatter you!
Piercing wail.
Only ice and brine await you.
Your step.
The freezing winds howl for your demise.
Also, did you notice how the remnant changed there? Yep. Clear up all these ads.
Soul fracture.
Can you feel that chill in your bones?
So now we just have to finish off the remnant in his phylactery one more time. I wonder if he doesn't have the mind control mechanic in LFR, since I haven't seen it happen yet.
That chill in your bones?
Watch your step.
Your souls will rot in the frozen waste.
Alright, one more time. Notice the remnant is now full lich. And the phylactery is now destroyed. So yeah, this may be it for the character of Kel'Thuzad.
Only ice and brine. Oh
Now, Kel'Thuzad's gonna say something here at the end, which I'm not too fond of. Because to me, it kind of goes against his character. And especially if this is really the end of Kel'Thuzad's character. It's not really a great way for him to go out. He should be saying it any moment here.
Can you feel that chill in your bones? Stop! I cannot! Answers to me!
Kel'Thuzad was one of the jailer's most obedient lapdogs. I will attempt to twist what remains of his power and open a gateway that takes us straight to his master.
So yeah.
Almost to the summit. Be on your guard.
So, yeah, at the end there he says, "Wait! Stop! I can offer you unimaginable power!"
Save our world.
And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not too fond of hearing Kel'Thuzad begging for his life. Since he once said to Death Knight Arthas, "I told you, my death would mean little." Like, we went from a character who was just like, "Please, death means nothing to me," to, "Wait, please don't kill me. I'll do whatever you want. I'll give you power." And then, "No, impossible. Death answers to me." You know, like claiming it was impossible for us to kill him, like as if he was a Legion demon. And I don't like, Kel'Thuzad going out like that. Especially if this is definitively it for him, since we have destroyed his phylactery and then killed him to the point where he was actually begging us not to kill him, which implies that he felt as if he was going to be permanently killed here. I don't really like, seeing characters like kind of going out like that. So, I suppose that right there is all that remains of Kel'Thuzad. Was that the best way for him to go out? In my opinion, probably not. I think there could have been a cooler way for him to go out, but then again, I did like this fight. I did enjoy this fight. I like the upstairs-downstairs thing. I don't think the mind control thing is actually here in LFR, which is funny. But I guess I hope you guys caught the stuff about the Remnant that I showed you, about how the Remnant even changed there at the end to actually look like the current Kel'Thuzad, kind of showing the change of his character over the years, how he used to be when he was with the Kirin Tor and now the way he is now. So, well, if that really was it, well, he was a great character, and of course I always loved the voice acting of Michael McConaughey for him. So. Yeah, if this is it for him, I wish they could have done better with him, but I'm not disappointed that he was here at all. I am glad that he was brought back for this, as opposed to not bringing him back at all. I would have still been a little upset about that, but at least we got to have him around one more time since Nox Ramus, which in my opinion was nice. So anyways, that's Wing 3 of LFR for Sanctum of Domination. The next time we return will be the last battle with the one, only, Sylvanas Windrunner. Stay tuned.